people who are in a state of disease.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is James Oliver Hacking III. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday, August 11th, 2025. This is episode 887 of the Immigration Answer Show, and I have some good news. I saw that Someone, who was it? Somebody was able to, TNT to the H-Town was able to celebrate their father's 82nd birthday yesterday. What a blessing that is. What a blessing indeed. How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun? We saw the F1 movie on IMAX yesterday with Brad Pitt. Man, it was fun. Everybody had fun. We had to drive 40 minutes to get to the theater because it was over in Illinois. But man, was it fun. The seats weren't great, but the audio and the video was just great. I'll be here for the next hour and a half with my good friends Huli and Queen Sky. We'll be doing everything we can to try to answer your immigration questions, bring you up to speed as to what's going on. I posted yet another video. I finally got that video done on Saturday about all the changes at USCIS when it comes to applying for a marriage-based green card. I'm going to do another video later on this week on that same topic, but if you haven't checked it out, you might want to. So I'm going to go to question for a relative, then JR. Question, hello.
Hey, James, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, you too. Hey, I have a question for a relative of mine, a cousin of mine. She's, I guess, too shy to come to the show.
No worries.
From what I have on my notes that she shared with me, is she is married to a U.S. citizen, and she actually has a pretty solid marriage. They have kids, they have a property together. It's a very solid thing.
Okay.
However,
Good.
she did admit to me that in the past she had attempted to obtain an immigration benefit from somebody else. So she went as far as getting a marriage license from what she told me, but she actually never met it. It looked like she backed off right on time before, doing something wrong. So she has now, from what he shared with me, an interview scheduled for her I-751 and 400. She wants to know if that would be an issue for during the interview. So she has, of course, a 2-year green card, and now she has the interview for I-751 and 400.
So she has 2 marriages.
No, she never actually married the person that she issued the wedding license, because from what she told me is she needed to create to issue a wedding license first before getting married. But she never married that person. She backed up right before, doing something wrong. But then she met her spouse at, the one that she has a very solid relationship with, and that person, she married, and they both have kids, and they share all their assets and all that stuff. So,
and clearly she got a 2-year green card.
And she currently has a 2-year green card, and she applied for I-751 and 400.
The person that she already married, almost married, did that happen in the United States or outside the United States?
In the U.S., like in the United States, yes.
Did that happen at a time when your cousin was out of status or in status?
No, she was in status.
Okay. So you get me worried a little bit when you say so as to not do anything wrong or bad, right? So I would sort of encourage her and you to stop talking like that. Like, she thought about marrying someone, they got a marriage license, she didn't end up marrying that person. I mean, number one, USCIS doesn't usually ask about people that you almost married. So there's really no way that this is going to come up unless she acts weird or says something that would be dumb to say, right?
Yeah, that's what I told her, but she, I guess, needs an input from an expert like you.
She's just nervous. That I get. But basically what I have is someone who's in the United States in status, marries person A, gets a marriage license so as to possibly marry person A, then backs out because something doesn't feel right. And then time goes by and she ends up marrying person B, and that's a great marriage, great relationship, in status. I think she should spend no time thinking about this.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. But for sure, your input is exactly what she needed, and I'm gonna have her watch this.
Yeah, and let's do this just to make her feel even a little bit better. Let's play it out. let's say that she had married that person but never filed for an immigration benefit.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe then you get a little bit more concerned, but still certainly an approvable case. Now, if you got the marriage license, married the person, filed the case, and then withdrew it or it got denied, then that's really where people get on the radar. So she's pretty early in the process, and certainly not anything that I'd be worried about if I were her attorney.
Yeah, she has her schedule interview by the end of this month, and she just needed to feel extra safe.
And that's
going there
she received a notice for the N400 or for the 751 or both?
for both.
Both. Okay. All right. Thanks for the call.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Bye. JR is here. Hello, JR.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
I can.
Great. Thanks so much for the show and the channel. Really great stuff. So I have my N400 interview in like 3.5 weeks. And just backstory, I'm 30. I got here when I was like 12, F2 to F1. And then while I was F1, I married my high school like sweetheart. And, we got the 130 and the 485 approved in like from submission to interview, it was like 66 days, something like that. Got the green card, removed conditions during COVID, and I've had my permanent green card for 4.5 years now.
Nice.
And got divorced like 14 months after the interview. Just wasn't working out. And I'm actually engaged again to marry a also U.S. citizen sometime next year. But in between this waiting period, so I applied in April, got my interview notice like 2 weeks ago. So it was like 70 days. No, it was 15 weeks. Sorry, between submission to interview notice. My fiance had found a, long story short, found a tumor, had a really invasive head and neck surgery, and now is going through, extensive treatment and just not a great time at all. And we work together, so now work is like all on me. It's just not a good time to focus on this or even go to an interview. I really can't even see myself doing it. So I'm thinking of withdrawing, but I wanted to know of potential consequences.
First of all, I'm very sorry about is it your girlfriend? Your girlfriend, right?
Fiance just got engaged like right before the whole thing happened.
I'm really sorry. That sucks.
I know. Yeah, she'll be fine, but yeah, it's really complicated right now.
She'll be okay?
Yeah.
Jim, in a perfect world, would you prefer that someone who has a pending N400 that's approvable not withdraw their N400? Yes, I would prefer it. Is it a major red flag? I don't think so. Right. So, I mean, first of all, did you apply on the 3-year rule or the 5-year rule?
5.
Okay, good. So, I think that, do you think that if you took the naturalization test right now, you would pass?
Yeah, I'm 30 and I've been in an American school system since I was 7, so I'm really, more well versed in that than anything.
I know that you have to deal with your fiance's health issues, but can I just make a plug for if you've been here since you were 7, you've been here 23 years, you went through all the, Declaration of Independence and all the, you're going to pass that test. So really, you're just talking about a couple hours off of work. Can I make a plug for you just going down, doing it, and letting the chips fall where they may?
Right. No, I'm definitely like really like torn. Just because it's been so much work. It's like double work and like going with her to her appointments and all that. So it's like mentally just like not a great time also. So there were things too that I was like ready to clarify, I guess, in the interview. Like, that question that says, if you're on probation or done like a suspended sentence, have you finished that sentence? My attorney put no because it's yes or no, but I have no criminal record. I've never done that. So I was like, oh, we'll just clarify that in the interview. And there were a couple of tax things that I thought would come up that I was ready to clarify. I'm just wondering, like, if with the information they have now, if I withdrew it, if it could be problematic,
No. So in other words, your attorney marked no, I don't have any criminal things that I did not resolve. And that's true. So that's not a problem, right?
Right. Yeah. Just the way it's worded, it's kind of vague and weird. I thought.
And then what about your taxes? Are you current on your taxes?
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine. It's just that I submitted my last 3, and in 2022 I started per my CPA's recommendation, like an S corp, getting paid there. So
Yeah.
there's it looks like a huge drop in income, like per the individual, but I don't know if that would be like a red flag.
The only question about taxes at your interview will be the one I asked you, which is, are you current on all your taxes? Do you have any overdue taxes? That's it.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm making a plug to keep proceeding, but I understand if you're not in the right mental headspace. But I mean, if you were someone who was like just barely here 5 years, didn't really speak English very well, wasn't going to be able to talk about how many U.S. senators each state has, I mean, I think you're going to be fine. I think you might be making it a bigger deal in your head than you need to, but I'm not going through what you're going through. So
Yeah.
whatever you think, you get to make the last call.
Okay. And then if I were to pull out, and I mean, this is the first news they have of my divorce. Could that be an issue or not really?
Yeah, that's sort of an interesting thing. So you listed the divorce on the N400?
Yeah, I submitted the marriage certificate and the summary dissolution.
If they knocked on your wife's door, what would be said?
I actually have a notarized letter from her saying that we were in a bona fide marriage.
Yeah, good. Perfect. That's my favorite. It might look like you're trying to run away from something.
If I pull?
Mm-hmm.
Even if I attach like medical stuff pertaining to her surgery?
So that I think that's I'd rather you just do a straight withdrawal. You don't have to explain why you're withdrawing. I don't know that I'd want to highlight that you have a new fiance.
Okay.
Man, I would just go and get it done.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Good questions.
Yeah, man.
Good questions all around. Thanks, JR. Good luck and good luck to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, Robert says he knows the answer, but he just wants validation. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's tricky. Gary Vee said something the other day. He said, and I like this. I'm going to start using this line. He said, "You know the answer. You just want permission." Ooh, isn't that a good one? You know the answer. You just want permission. I like that one. I think we could use that around here. Hoolie's nodding. Yes. Hey, Frank says, I filed my I-130 and I'm told 11 months until case decision. Is this accurate? I don't know if Caro's watching or anybody watching, but if anybody has processing times on I-130s away, like if when you filed and when your case got adjudicated, I would appreciate getting some feedback on that. Pablo says, are you present in DC? We have an office in DC. Yep, we sure do. I am in St. Louis, Missouri, but we have offices in St. Louis, Chicago, San Diego. But immigration's federal, so we can handle questions in all 50 states or around the world. All right, so Julio, let some other people in. Tan is here. Hello, Tan.
Hey, Jim. Thank you so much for taking my call. I have a question about a case that I'm currently in. So I am on an F1 status and have been since like 2009. I had last years of my high school and then followed by college and master's, and now I'm in my doctoral program. And I filed an I-130 and I-485 in December. It was received. And basically, my husband and I had our interview in July, early July. And the day after our interview, the I-130 was approved, and the I-485 is still kind of pending, and it just says like interview was scheduled. In the interview, it was maybe like 5 minutes. The officer was like, I believe your marriage, and basically asked me what school I went to and where I lived and all that. And then he said that basically I-130 would be approved and then the I-485 would follow, but that he had no timeline for us. We do have representation, but my lawyers kind of just indicated that, oh, don't worry, is what they said. And I am worrying, as it has been like 7 weeks now after the I-130 was approved. And I've seen your videos prior to the Trump administration, the one before, about what that might mean, and I was just wondering what advice you might have for someone in my case.
So, just to be clear, on the day that you filed for your green card, you were still in valid status.
Correct, and I'm continuing my schooling.
Good. So I agree with your attorney. I don't think you need to worry about anything. I believe there's something going on at USCIS right now. There's some kind of memo that basically says, feel free to quickly approve the I-130s. Do not quickly approve the I-485s.
I see.
So I think your case is just like a lot of the ones that we're hearing now. I had an evil thought that why they might be doing that the other day, but it doesn't apply to you. But for people who get an approved I-130 and the USCIS sits on the 485, I believe they're determining whether or not they can put those people into removal proceedings. They cannot. So
I see.
They should not. So I don't think you need to worry about this. I think you're just in this really big basket of people that they're doing this to.
I see. That makes sense. Thank you so much. Can I ask one more question?
Of course.
So as I'm in my doctoral program, I'm a researcher and I'm applying for jobs in the upcoming year. And that can include anywhere from where I am currently to like completely different state, like 10 hours away.
Yeah.
My husband has been very clear about this from a very long time ago that because of his family situation, he will not move if I were to kind of get a position in a place that was outside of our living area. And I was just wondering, so this would be a 2-year green card initially at first, and what would you kind of like recommend for someone who knows that if he has to move, that his partner will not follow? And I'm willing to do whatever needs to be done to kind of show that we are still in a legitimate marriage, but I also kind of don't want to say goodbye to my career if, especially the type of research I do, federal funding is getting stripped and positions are hard to come by.
So I would say a couple of things. Number one, it'd be really nice if that happened after you got your green card instead of before.
It will have to happen like that. Yeah, it will be next year, basically.
Okay, great. So I have lots of videos on this on the channel, and I spend a lot of time talking about it. There's always 3 things that are important. One is, can we demonstrate a legitimate reason for you to live apart? And it seems to me like you just did. He has compelling family reasons. You are doing really important research that can only be done in X amount of places. It's not like you're an Uber driver and he's a babysitter, right? That you can do
Right.
any. You guys have reasons to be apart. That's number one. Number 2 is documenting the shit out of all the time that you do actually get to spend together when you're apart.
Okay.
Plus communications while you're apart, all that stuff. So if you drive from San Francisco to LA to see him, then you're keeping track of that in a book. You're going to be able to give me or someone years from now, for your naturalization or your 751, all the evidence that you spent as much time as humanly possible with each other because you're in love and you want to be together.
Right. Okay.
Then the third issue is always what is the long-term plan. So I don't know if a USCIS officer would approve an I-751 if there's no long-term hope of the two of you being back in the same city.
Right. That makes sense. I guess there is like a long-term plan of in case the grandmother passes away, but that's not something that I'm hoping for.
Sure.
But okay, so I think
That's what I mean. That at some point, the current impossibility will become possible, whatever that is.
I see. That makes sense. Okay, thank you so much. That's very helpful. I appreciate it.
Great call. Thanks. All right. Looks like our friend Carolyn's finally home. How about that? Carolyn, that's Texas, right? I think that's Texas. I'm not sure. I don't remember. DD, hello.
Hey Jim, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Thanks for taking my call. I'm calling regarding maybe we need to, I mean, I need some clearance. My I-130 has been pending for, I guess now 1 year and 8 months now. We in August. Yeah, so 1 year, 8 months. And I'm wondering if it's time to like consider suing USCIS because I know you on your show you talk about a lot about that. Um, a little bit of my background is I'm a DACA recipient, married to a U.S. citizen. We applied for the I-130. I did not apply automatically to the 485 because I had a removal that I had to reopen, and then I got the dismissed back in January. Um, and then I applied for advanced parole. It's been, I think, almost 6 months now. I haven't gotten anything. It doesn't even have a progress bar on the USCIS website anymore. So for me, that's not gonna work out anymore because I was planning on going next month because my family in Brazil is throwing like a celebration of life for my mom who passed away.
Hmm.
So I wanted to be there for that. Finally, now that I don't have a deportation, but I don't know if that's gonna even gonna happen anymore. So I was wondering, I feel like I'm stuck. Um, it's just like adding to my anxiety lately. Just wondering like what should be the next steps for me.
So, when did you first come to the United States?
In 2004, I was 10 at the time.
On a visa?
No, no, unlawfully. Like, yeah, without inspection.
Okay. And when did you first interact with CBP or ICE? Like, did you get caught at the border? Did you get caught later? What happened?
Yeah, at the border. And then they just basically released us. Well, like they took I was able to get like a FOIA for my records, and
Yeah.
it looked like they like took pictures of my passport. They didn't do fingerprints. They only did like a regular photo of us when we were a kid.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but at the
but
end of the day,
yeah,
you don't have a valid entry to the United States.
correct.
And so, how far did the immigration? Did you say you actually got ordered deported, or you had a deportation case? Like, what was it? What
Yeah,
happened?
it's because yeah, right. So when we got apprehended at the border, I guess they gave us like, oh, this is like your court date to appear in front of a judge. And this is me learning when I was like
Yeah.
22.
Right.
Anyway, um, apparently, yeah, we had to go see a judge down in Texas, and I guess we just didn't see it, and then we stayed under the radar until I, came out of the trenches when DACA came out.
Right.
Um, so so yeah, basically had a deportation case on me that I didn't know.
So
And then,
a deportation order. So you've already been ordered deported,
right, okay, yeah, so yes,
and
because I
so
never showed up to the court. Yeah.
yeah. So it's called removed in absentia. So you were removed without your presence there. And so, do you know, as we sit here today on August 11th, 2025,
Mhm.
whether that deportation order is still in effect?
Well, this past January, I was able to reopen the case,
Yeah.
and I saw a judge. I didn't even get to see the judge. The guard who I go to the metal detector was the one who told me that my case was dismissed. So I ended up seeing the clerk, like
Right.
the judge's helper or whatever. Um, and then she told me, yeah, we dismissed your case at lunch. Um, right. So
But
I didn't even
that
get to
doesn't make
see no one.
but that doesn't make a lot of sense, because if you have a deportation order, did you ever hire a lawyer to try to deal with your deportation order?
Yes. So yes, the lawyer was
So
the one who,
just,
yeah,
just
go ahead.
real quick.
Yeah.
So what might have happened, and hopefully happened, is that that attorney that you hired filed a motion to reopen your deportation proceedings and to set aside the deportation order because you were ordered removed in absentia. Maybe you were a kid, maybe you didn't have notice, maybe all that stuff. Do you know if that happened?
Yeah, because we explained to him that like you said, like exactly what you said, that I didn't know I even had one.
Right.
Don't remember nothing being mailed to our house, anything like
So
that.
in other words, you had stuff in court after you were a little kid. Like once you said you got up to speed on this when you were like 22. So since that time, since you became aware of the fact that there was a deportation order, you sort of hired an attorney, got them to set that aside because you didn't have proper notice, and then later it got dismissed at lunchtime.
No, so I found out about the deportation case much later, right?
Yeah.
But only after I got married, that I wanted to start to fix this whole thing.
Right.
We found out I think you were the one who told me back in a couple of years ago that I need to get that deportation order dismissed. It was administrative dismissed or administratively closed, something that the clerk said.
Yep.
It happened so fast. I have all the paperwork. It just happened so fast. I didn't get to put on my shoes after the metal detector without the guard was like, "You're done here."
But the big thing that I want to know is that your deportation order has been set aside. Like you've seen that order?
I believe so because the lawyer literally said we got what we wanted, which is you don't have a deportation order on you anymore.
The lawyer said that on the day that you didn't get your shoes on, or the day or earlier.
The day that I put on my shoes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So let's assume, although I if I were your lawyer, I'd still want to dig in, but let's assume that your deportation order has been set aside.
Mm-hmm.
You still have a problem that you don't have a valid entry.
Correct. That's where the whole advance parole was coming into light.
Why did you wait so long to apply for advance parole?
Because I didn't know I could do it without getting that removal order dismissed.
Well, no, it's probably better that you. I probably would have told you not to leave with advance parole if you had a deportation order anyway. So that's probably okay. But the problem is, somebody pinged me this morning. Trump's fucking around. Trump's fucking around with that advance parole thing. I think it might be over. My friend Robert and I always talk about this in the comments. I think this might be coming to an end, and that might be why they've been sitting on your DACA for 7 months or your AP for 7 months.
Right. That makes more sense.
So now things get a lot harder because besides the fact that they put your deportation order aside under Biden, the Trump people can recommit.
Well, it was not even under Biden.
It was mostly under. It was mostly.
Well, I guess, yeah, sure, yeah.
So what I'm saying is that based on this new policy that they announced on August 1st, I believe that what might happen is your I-130 might get approved. You've not had an interview on the I-130?
No, nothing. It's just been, cooking in there without us hearing anything from it.
So you might want to sue on the I-130 like you initially asked, but I believe that USCIS is going to give you another notice to appear in immigration court. And so it's going to be a whole lot more complicated. So you're going to hate to hear this, but I think that I've been spending a lot of time thinking about cases like yours. Okay. And so I think what's going to happen is you might have to sue to get the I-130 approved because they're sitting on it. But whenever you have your interview, they might issue you a notice to appear before your interview, at your interview, or after your interview. But you have to get that I-130 approved or you have no way of staying, right? But then the big problem is you need a waiver for your entry, and those are taking 2 or 3 years. And Trump people say that they're not going to wait for USCIS to adjudicate your I-601A waiver in order to keep you from being deported. They're going to go ahead and try to deport you.
Right. I know I can do this. I have 2 friends who went through it the same thing that I did, kind of.
Yep.
And they did their interview, and they started their green card marriage procedure here, and then finished in Brazil. That's where I'm from. And then they did it there, and then it worked out. And they did it under the first Trump administration, which I don't even count that administration as something because it was the most unorganized administration possible.
Thank God.
But now Trump is super organized.
Yeah.
He got people who just doesn't want the good thing for immigration. So
let me throw one other thing out there.
Yeah.
I just did a search. I mean, I'm going to try to track down advance parole. You email me, but I think what we could do is we could sue on the I-130, and since we're suing them, we could sue on the advance parole and see. I just did a quick check. I didn't see anything right now about it, but I'll keep checking. Right. So you might want to just sue. We wouldn't charge you extra to throw in the other one, so you might just sue on both and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, I talked to my husband a lot about your show, and I feel
Okay.
like you are a pro at suing. So,
Okay.
yeah, we'll be reaching out. I want this to be. I want a response. My anxiety is too high.
Sure.
Um,
You'd be going nuts.
just
I'd be going
I
nuts.
am. I am. I feel like I cannot move forward with my life without this.
How old were
I'm
you?
not even.
How old were you when you came?
I was 10.
It fucking sucks, dude. How old are you now?
Yeah. I'm 30. I'm going 33 soon.
So 23 years.
Yeah.
It's a long time. All right, yeah, let us
I
know.
know. Yeah, I will. Thank you so much.
Bye, Didi. See you, buddy. All right. What do we do about the administrative procedure after the interview? A year and a half and nothing. If you've waited a year and a half and your spouse's case is an advanced parole or your mom or dad's case, that's a good one to sue on. You would sue the State Department in court in America to try to get a quick decision. Yeah, 39 years stuck. That really sucked. I'm going to go to Jonathan, then Gigi, then Andy. Jonathan, hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So my wife and I, she presently has a 2-year green card, and we're going to be filing the I-751 in
Great.
November, possibly
Awesome.
December.
Okay.
The question is, shortly after our marriage, we signed a postnuptial agreement, and
Yeah.
in terms of the documents that or the evidence, the portfolio that we give to USCIS,
Yeah.
is that something that, in your experience or opinion, would they view that as sort of questionable or in a negative fashion, or is that I would actually view it as a positive, but I don't traffic in this every day, so I'm curious what your take on that would be.
As a purely legal matter, I believe you are correct that a postnuptial agreement is actually good evidence of a valid marriage.
Yes.
But ain't nobody over there that's going to think that.
Right.
So I think sending that to them would be an unforced error that you should not do.
Okay. Is there any scenario where
if they're able to ask you, hey, have you guys ever entered into a post or prenuptial agreement? You'd have to say yes, but I don't think that's something you want to bring up.
Right. Okay.
In their mind, I think they would take a very simplistic view of it and say, oh,
yeah, that was my
they're not in this for the long haul.
Right.
Yep. And really, that's at about the sophistication level they would think about it, and they wouldn't think about it much more than that.
Okay. Because you had, I think, mentioned last week, you had sort of used the expression, don't give them or provide any information that they didn't ask for.
Always.
So this is obviously just a private agreement between my wife and myself, and obviously it's not publicly filed anywhere. So is that something they could come back and say, hey, we just discovered this? I have no idea how they would do that, but
I wouldn't worry about that. No.
Okay.
And again, as long as they didn't ask you for it, I mean, if they asked you for it and you lied, that's a big thing. But if not,
sure.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye, buddy. All right. That was Jonathan. Now we're going to go to VGG. Hello. VGG. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for I don't know, for something you're doing right. Thank you. Sounds good. And so, like I mentioned in my note to the other lady, I'm a naturalized citizen. Been here for about 25 years, naturalized. A total, I believe, lived in the States for 45 years approximately. I'm 61 years old. And so I also was in the U.S. Army, active duty in Afghanistan, and I got have insurance from there. So I'm disabled now.
Thank you for your service.
And so I have this mobility problem, and PTSD from the fucking shit that I've done. And so, so for the last 15 years, I've been working for the federal government, doing secret shit all over the world, in Europe, Persian Gulf, and in the States for GSA, General Services Administration, for the Corps of Engineers, for DOD, and so forth. And so I was going to these military installations to do work,
Sure.
And last week I went into an installation up in Massachusetts to do some work at some airbase. Talked to some of the the area engineers about some stuff, and they asked me the typical questions that I showed my VA ID, uh, and then my license, and they started asking me questions and so far. Is this you? This or that? What social security number, confirmation, and then they told me, well, um, you know, they were looking me over and this and that. And when were you naturalized? I said, well, I think it was 2021 or 2001, 2002 or three. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, um, that you're showing immigration violation here. Um, and they looked at me over again. He said, I'm gonna let you go in, but just know that you have an immigration violation. I said, how? What? I've been naturalized for forever. And he said, well, no, you have a violation here. And I was just surprised because for all these agencies that I work for, they do. I had a secret clearance, so I've had background checks for my whole 25 years in the government, and nothing ever showed up like this. And so I went into the base and I pretended I was going to go, but I just turned around and left because I was afraid. I'm still afraid. And so I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what's going on. If you had this kind of situation in the past,
Sounds like you ran into a real asshole.
uh,
I'm sorry that this happened. I can hear the stress in your voice. I would say keep doing your job, keep going everywhere you want to go. If you send me an email, I will get your immigration file for you for free. I won't charge you anything, and I'll go over it with you, and we'll see if we can figure out what that alleged immigration violation was. But I don't think you should spend any time worrying about this. It makes me very sad that you're worrying about this, but I don't think you need to be as scared as you are. You're a naturalized U.S. fucking citizen, and you can keep doing everything you've been doing. I wouldn't worry about any of this. I think you just ran into some dickhead who found something way down, way down, way down in your immigration history that I don't know what it is, but I bet you and I can get to the bottom of it. And like I said, I wouldn't charge you for that.
okay. And how do I get your email address?
Yeah, I think Hooli probably has it. Let me see. I can't see Hooli. Hooli's gone. If you send an email to info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, I'll put it in the comments right now. There it is on the screen. I will help you get that taken. There's a little form I'm going to need you to fill out so that I can get your stuff, and we'll go from there. Okay. Thanks, Kai. VGG, are you there? Did you hear me?
And so,
What'd you say?
darn it.
Don't be sad, bro.
I'm writing down this email here.
Yeah, it's right there on the screen. Can you see it? Info@hacking, that's me, hacking, and then immigration, and then law.com. But we have your contact information. We can track you. Immigration, law, but we have your email address. We'll send you an email. Okay?
I really appreciate it. And sorry about this. I'm just so disappointed.
Don't be sorry. It's total bullshit that someone who served in the military overseas and is working for the U.S. government is having to go through this. It'll be my honor to help you through this.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. I'm gonna log off.
I got you. All right. That was sad. That bummed me out. What a bunch of dickheads. Fucking Trump. The legend is here. Hello?
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Great.
Jim, I'll be quick, but I'll tell you a little bit of backstory. It's for sure it's asking for a friend, so I'm just gonna say a boy and girl. Boy is an American citizen, and the girl is from the home country. She came to America, married him, got the green card, and then the girl moved to another state for school. But the boy has a business in the home state. So that's the situation. So after they got married, she got the green card. She found out that he is cheating, or I would say he's addicted to like
Porn.
multiple partners kind of stuff,
Yeah.
sex kind of stuff. So now she's worried because that's she first time she entered America, she got a green card. She's trying to patch up, like if he stop all that thing and go through the normal like marriage thing. They are still married, so she just want to save the marriage, and she also worried about. She has a green card. He's a citizen. 3 years, like for sure, 751 will come in this administration, and she is very careful. Want to be very careful that she'll save the marriage and get the green, like not lose the green card. So and so how does she proceed carefully, honestly? And she's kind of scared that she doesn't want to poke anything wrong with this administration, so that they don't think that she's doing anything wrong, which she's not. But it's a problem with the guy. So what's your expert opinion? They are listening, and so they are they contact me. I'm like, I know Jim. I can talk to him honestly and put that question, and whatever it is. So what's your honest opinion? How should they proceed? You want to save the green card as well, which is also very important.
If she were a U.S. citizen, would she divorce his ass?
Yeah.
Then she should divorce his ass.
But she's scared that, like she came with a lot of hopes and dreams, and she might not lose it. Because I know what you're like. I've listened to all these cases on your show that you will for sure say divorce it and file an independent 751. So what do you recommend for her?
Well, so did she consular process, or did she adjust her status here in the United States?
She came here on on a visa, K1, I think, and she got married here, and she got the green card here. Court
And
marriage.
when was the start date of her green card?
It's 2024. I think it's March or April.
So she's only had her green card for about a year.
Correct, and she's scared because this administration, and 751 for sure will come in this administration.
I don't know why you keep saying that. 751 will come for sure. What do you mean 751?
I mean, like she has a conditional green card, so removal of conditions will come here in this administration. So she's scared that.
You keep saying that. That comes for every administration. There's always a 751.
No, this administration is tough. You know how it is.
Right, that I get. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much proof does she have that he's a sex addict and cheating on her?
About 5 or 6.
Okay, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how much evidence does she have that the marriage was real new evidence since the time that she got her 2-year green card?
About 9 or 10. It was a big show marriage. It was a lot of evidence.
You're not listening. No. I'm not talking about the old shit that she filed to get the 2-year green card. I'm talking about since getting her green card, does she still have lots of good marital evidence that the marriage is ongoing after the 2-year green card was awarded?
I would say about 5 and 6, because he's in a home state, she's in a different state doing her schooling, med school, whatever.
They don't live together.
No, because he has a business here and she has a schooling over there. So
how far away is it?
He is West Coast, she is East Coast, like really East Coast.
Okay, so let's ask this question. Since she got her green card a little over a year ago, how many days have they spent in the same city?
Same city, about a month to 2 months.
Total out of a year?
Over total out of a year, I would say 6 to 7 months. Yes.
So half the time?
Correct.
How does it work?
It's good. She's she's obviously being a new to America. She's scared of saying anything openly.
That's not what I'm saying. How does them seeing each other? You said half of the last year they've been together. I think that's probably bullshit. But how much time? How do they spend? Like, does she fly to him? Does he fly to her? How does it work?
He flies to her
and stays with her. What, like for a week or a weekend?
Yeah, about a week or so, and then he comes back because he has a business.
How do you know these people?
It's my friend's relative.
The lady?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I suspect they probably don't have as much good marriage evidence as you think. And the problem when the U.S. citizen is cheating is USCIS doesn't think of it as cheating.
Okay.
They think that he just married this lady to help her get an immigration benefit, and really he's married or in love with all of his sex partners. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I would say this is a very hard case. I would say it's approvable, but I would probably get divorced sooner rather than later and go on my own. I would not try to do anything with this guy, and I would try to get as much proof as I can that the marriage was real, that it didn't last, and the reason it didn't last is because he gave me a sexually transmitted disease, or he's cheating on me, or whatever.
Got it. They are intent of hiring a private investigator just to get more evidence as well. Is that worth going that route or no?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, she's going to need it not so much for the divorce, but for immigration. Yeah, that would help. But remember, she came on a fiance visa. They probably didn't know each other that much. They haven't really
Correct.
lived together that much. So I think this is the bigger issue is going to be proving that the relationship itself was even ever real.
Got you. So you recommend to divorce and go with filing independent 751?
I often say that if the marriage is falling apart or is really, really bad, why would you ever trust your future to an application that is filed by someone who cheats on you?
So what do you recommend the path forward for her?
I can't tell her what to do, but
Okay.
I would do this. If she's only staying married because she's worried about her immigration status, she should ditch him the fuck away. She should get away from him as fast as she can. Everything else can work itself out. She should not stay in the marriage just to get an immigration benefit, which would be the 751.
Got you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, man. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Bye. All right, let's go to Andy. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Excellent. So, and really love your podcast, and you're a plain speaking lawyer. I like that.
Thanks for watching. Are you a marathon runner?
I am, yes.
I see
You see my medals.
How
Yes.
many marathons have you run?
15. I got my 6-star this year, so I'm a bit of an addict. So,
That's great. So the head of our intake team, he qualified for Athens, so he's going to run in Athens this year.
oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
What can I help you with, Andy?
yeah. So before 6 months ago, I would assume that I was the golden child from a naturalization perspective. I'm from the UK.
Yeah.
Was employed by Caterpillar Inc. as an executive, moved over here in 2011 on an L1.
Sure.
We renewed it a couple of times. They asked me to stay further, so we did that through a green card. So I applied for green card in 17, moved to US payroll, started paying Social Security then. Obviously, I paid a lot of taxes as an expat in that L1 period because of double taxation for benefits and stuff.
Yeah.
I got my green card in 19 with my family. I had a wife and 2 kids who were under 18 at the time. My eldest son is at college now. He's almost a senior. So we're 7 years into the green card, and I worked through the N400 process. It's long, but it's not very complicated. So I submitted N400s for 3 of us and put my youngest 16-year-old now on both my wife and my application as a note, as I was advised to do. So my general concern is, I don't know if it was a mistake, but I'm 58. I work part-time at the University of Texas. I have assets, rental properties, horses, and an airplane, which is my other hobby here. So like a lot of people, my life gets complicated the more I'm here. My concern is, should I have waited 2 or 3 years? And if there is any issue at the forthcoming hearing, do I need to be ready to avoid cancellation of my green card. I don't believe I have any issues. I've paid all my taxes. I paid a lot of taxes. I'm current. I've not broken any laws except a speeding ticket maybe 5 years ago. I'm just concerned worst case scenario, change of policy or whatever. I assume I would have time to respond to any negative conclusion at an interview, would I?
So there's nothing specific other than watching the news that has you worried, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm 58 now. So I don't know if that's an issue, but
No. So start date on your green card.
Sorry.
Start date or month and year that your green card started.
April 19.
So you applied on the 5-year rule.
I did.
And you applied for you and your spouse and your eldest child, right?
Yeah, he's 22. Obviously, they effectively did the applications themselves. I just helped coordinate it. But yes, we have 3 separate applications in there. And on all 3 in the comments, I noted the my green card numbers and the application reference to help the US put them together if they want to, or not if they don't.
And then the thought is, if you or your wife naturalize before your youngest 16-year-old turns 18, then they'll become a citizen by operation of law, and you'll get them a certificate of citizenship, right?
Yeah, that was the motivation. He's 16. He's on the autism spectrum, so that's a consideration. And we felt it was probably better to get it done now before he's 18 than wait till afterwards. So.
Oh, smart. Yeah. No, I don't think, Andy, I think your case is going to sail right through. I don't think you have anything to worry about, brother.
Okay. I just wanted somebody else to say that because it's hard to tell.
When did you file?
About 2 months ago, maybe. So it's only a recent. Which
field office? In Austin, I guess?
Yeah, I believe so. And they've written back to me and told me that fingerprints are still current and the biometrics are still current. So that's as far as I've got so far.
You're just chilling.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want us to go to the interviews with you, let us know. Otherwise, you should be fine.
Yeah. I mean, I've downloaded the 100-question thing. That doesn't look too. We've been in the US for 14 years now, so and both of my kids have been through the US school system from the ages of 2 and 7. So I don't see any issues with interviews. It was just kind of, I guess I felt like I was 100% shoo-in, and now I feel like I'm a 99 point some decimal percent.
Well, I'm saying go back to 100. You're fine.
Okay. Oh, I like that. So, and if I need help, I'll definitely come back to you.
Yeah, but, let me know. Let me know what happens. Okay.
That was an easier answer than I was expecting, but thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Bye, Andy. See ya. When I hear a call like VGG and Andy, I think about how privileged I am to have been born in the United States. And I think about how evil the people that are running USCIS are, and how they want someone who served in the military and works for our government, a disabled veteran, or someone who's been in the United States for decades, contributing to society, raising a family, that they're scared. They're scared or anxious. It's horrible what these people are doing to immigrants in the United States. It makes me fucking sick. Terrible, terrible people. Project 2025, the Republican Party, Trump's enablers. This is all on you. There's no reason for this other than your evil, evil ways. That's all that this is. Just vilifying and hating immigrants. That's all that this is. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I'm in it for the long haul, bitches. I'll be here when you guys are in the trash dump of history, the trash heap of history. We're all going to come out on the right side of things, and you're going to be right up there with the brown shirts, the Nazis, the xenophobes, the people that locked up Japanese people in internment camps. That's going to be your legacy, you racist pieces of shit. Brandon, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. So my situation's a little embarrassing, but I married my wife is a Mexican citizen. She entered the U.S. under a K-1 visa last April 2024.
Yep.
We got married in June 2024, so within the 90 days. But then we've just been, happy with life and everything, and didn't file her adjustment of status yet.
Okay.
And so, is that going to present issue? Is she here legally at this point? And is that going to present issues when we go to file her adjustment of status?
When we go to file, what are you talking about, brother? You mean after I file it by 5 p.m. today is what I think you meant to say.
That's what I meant to say, yeah.
How fast can we get this bad boy on file?
I think I can get everything together in a couple days.
File it. It would have been much better to file it a year ago, but it's much better that you get it on file now. So get it on file.
Okay. Is there a way to get her Social Security number quicker than waiting for her green card?
You'll apply for work authorization, and then you can get a Social Security card when that is issued.
Okay. How long does that usually take for the work authorization?
3 or 4 months, maybe faster.
Okay. All right. But she's not here illegally at this point.
I think she is. I think she's out of status. Yeah.
Okay. Any suggestions of proceeding differently?
Get that fucking thing on file. That's my suggestion.
Okay. You got it. Thank you.
Bye, Brandon. Yep. Everybody, my favorite expression in Arabic. Well, I have lots of favorite expressions in Arabic. One is khalas. That means it's over. Kafaya also means it's over. But one of my real favorite ones, and when I yell at the house all the time, Yella Bina, hurry up, Yella Bina, Yella, let's go, Yella, come on, get that thing on file. Why would you subject your spouse to all this extra stress because you two are hanging out having fun? No bueno. Memo, hello.
Hello, Jim. Do you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm doing all right. What about you?
I'm good, thanks. You sound like a nice person.
I appreciate it. Not as good as you.
Well, I don't know. I cuss a lot. I've been cussing a lot this show. What's up?
I won't take much of your time. I just have a brief case to consult with you briefly.
Sure.
So, my wife and I came to United States with marriage visa. My wife and I, we have 6 years of unity. We dated and lived together in Germany for 2 years. We fell in love. And then her family wanted us to be physically closer to them. So we moved to United States, and we've been married for 4 years. We obtained my conditional green card through I-485 in April 2023.
Okay.
And after this 6 years of period, my wife came at me, said that she has fallen out of love and started seeing someone behind my back. And currently I basically am facing a single I-751 application. What I mean by this, last January, I applied jointly I-751, but since my wife just informed me that she no longer wants to be with me, I feel concerned.
Sure. Well, I'm very sorry that you're going through that. I'm sure that would be very hard to take and make me very sad. So I feel for you.
I appreciate it.
So right now there's a 751 that was jointly filed that remains on file because it's only been like 4 or 5 months?
Yes.
Okay. So and I suppose your spouse doesn't want to like harm your ability to stay in the United States, does she?
No, she's a sweetheart and I love her. It's the thing is she's pursuing someone else over me, and in this case she made me certain that she doesn't want to stay in the relationship, which is perfectly fine. I don't want to build a prison around her just for the sake of anything. And I know there's this application called I-751 waiver.
Right.
I just feel heartbroken and concerned about this new administration's applications. Just wanted to hear your feedback.
No, just deal with the sadness. This is all approvable. We can get our office has filed probably 100 751s. We call them solos, 71 with the waiver. I think almost all of them have been approved. So you should know that they're. I mean, that was my next question. Do you want to stay in the United States?
I already pre-built a career here, and that would be so difficult for me to just leave everything behind and
Sure.
move back to my country of birth, which is a very underdeveloped country.
Sure. So yeah, you can totally stay in the United States. So what we've always done in cases like yours, like there's a way that you could ask USCIS, like you could tell USCIS about the separation and update your address and notify them that one of you has filed for divorce. That's one way to do it. That's not the way that we like to do it. We like to file a whole new application, a standalone application. We can reuse the marriage evidence that you submitted from before and any updated marriage evidence. And then what I would like to do if I were your attorney would be we would interview you and get the whole history of the relationship. And then we would ask your wife, would you be willing to, like, we would condense it and put it in her words and just get her hopefully to sign an affidavit before we file, outlining how the relationship went and how you fell in love and how you got married and how you moved to America and how everything was great. And then maybe, we're not going to say anything in the statement that would make her mad, but just that we grew apart, or the wife, decided to go in another direction or something. Like, keep it very sort of general, but we want to lock in her side of the story for two reasons. One is it sort of protects you if they ever come knocking on her door and try to get her to say bad things about you. And two, it's good to get that just because that'll keep them from doing that. Like, if we have it all nailed down that she's supportive of you staying here, they're not going to go mess with her and try to knock you out. So don't worry about Trump. You can get this case approved. We'd be happy to help you with it. I know it's scary and sad and all that stuff, but from an immigration standpoint, you can stay here. In 3 years, you can apply for your citizenship and you're going to be fine.
I appreciate it. So we haven't discussed when we're going to file for divorce, but I have a great relationship with my in-laws. I love them. They love me as well.
Yeah.
So in this case that, I would like to work with you guys, when would be the optimal time frame that I should reach out to you and present all the evidence on my end to you?
Whenever you're ready. I think you could talk to one of our lawyers about like the timing of things. I mean, we can file. It'd be better to file after the divorce was on. It'd be better to file. Well, stop that. You already have a 751 on file.
Yes.
So we would prepare a new 751 and file it. And hopefully it would be after the divorce was on file, because they can't approve the 751 waiver unless the divorce is final. So the big question, and the other attorney you need to talk to is a family law attorney to see if this is going to be something that's going to be big and nasty and fighting, or something that you two can work out together. And I'll make a plug for, it's nice to keep the temperature low. It sounds like you're a pretty chill guy. It sounds like you guys aren't at each other's throats like a lot of people that call the show. So if we can get through this process with a relatively friendly divorce and that affidavit that I want from her, I think everybody's better off, and it's going to be your best shot at staying in the United States.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
You got it.
Shall I email you so that we can initiate the process?
Yeah, Huli probably got your contact information before you came on, but if you email us, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, just say, I'm Memo, I was on the show with Jim, and I want to get working on my 751 solo.
Sure. Does it matter which state I'm currently in? I'm currently in Minnesota.
Nope. Doesn't matter.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, man. That would suck, having to deal with all that. Plus, worrying about your immigration status with these morons in charge of the White House. Hey, we haven't been paying much attention to TikTok. What do we got over here? Is status change still available for a B1 visa if she gets married to a citizen? Those are trickier now because they might put you in removal. So you got to get it on file before your status runs out. Tricky. I applied an I-130 for my brother since March 2016. How many more years do I have to wait? About 12 to 14 years more. There's a backlog. Hello, Bud. Bahud, are you there? All right, Bud. Oracle, hello. Oracle, are you there? Oh, just barely. Can you talk louder? Can't hear Oracle. Jay, hello.
Hey, Jim.
What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How you doing?
It should be feel illegal to feel this good.
I like it. I like it.
All right, thank you. So, Jim, I came to the United States at August 2022
Okay.
and K1 visa. We married in the last month. Everything was good. 6 months, they sent me my work permit. All good. But they sent me my green card after 2 years, 2024.
Okay.
It's like just 2 years. And it's going to expire in 2026 in April.
Okay.
Now I'm really crazy about law. I follow the law like step by step, and me and my wife, we file for everything together.
Yeah.
All right. So what I should do exactly?
So everything is good with the marriage?
No, everything, and we have a baby too. She's 2 years now.
When is the 2-year anniversary? Like, what's the start date of your green card?
My green card come in April 2024.
Okay, so April. So in January of 2026, sometime between January 2026 and April 2026, there's a 90-day window that you have to file a new 751. So it's not as hard as your 485, but you do have to submit updated marital evidence. You want to send lots of evidence about that kid. You and your spouse will fill out that 751 together. You'll pay the fee, and then what they'll do is they'll send you a 4-year extension letter.
Okay.
And then you'll walk around, like if you travel outside the United States or if you need to show for employment or whatever, it'll be your passport, your expired green card, and your 4-year extension letter. That's what you'll do. And then 1 year after that, you probably won't get a 751 approved by then, but you will get you'll be able to apply for naturalization, and then you'll apply for naturalization.
Okay. So, but can I travel or no? Because I want to go back home, and it's been now 3 years and never like travel, and I was worried about that.
Yeah, I've been telling people not to leave unless they're a U.S. citizen. But is your spouse going to travel with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Me and my wife and my
wife, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everybody goes, I feel a lot better than if you go by yourself.
I'm still like worried. Do you want me to file for those travel document?
Well, you have a passport?
No, I have my own passport. Yes.
You don't need a travel document.
Okay.
Travel documents are for people that got like asylum or something and don't have a passport anymore.
Okay. All right, that's it, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot.
See you, Jay. Bye, buddy. All right. Robert points out that Nurse Laura got her 751 approved without an interview after 6 or 7 months. That's true, but that's because Laura's kick-ass, and most people aren't that kick-ass. Fernanda, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Not too much, but I'm okay. I have a question for you. I'm in the line, so I hope he can pick me. I applied for my husband in 2023. The documents, they work super fast. They send him. He has asylum case before. He was not out of status, but with our case, they send the new work authorization fast. We send them back the financial support. So also they approved my I-130 in November 24, 2023. But after that, we didn't hear nothing from them since then. No news, no anything at all. And we keep calling and they say that it's normal. Just wait. We live in Florida. And my husband, he's a truck driver. He's kind of concerned because he drives all over in the state. In some states right now, it's really, really tough to drive. And, we're really concerned. What do you think about my case? And I don't know. I thought that we live in Florida. Maybe this is the case. It's delayed.
What country is your spouse from?
He's from Azerbaijan.
Okay. And at your interview, did they spend much time talking to him about his asylum case?
No, we didn't have interview yet. We didn't have nothing after they approved.
They approved the I-130 without the interview.
Yes. Like we apply August 2023. In November, they approve. 3 months later, they approve my I-30 without anything.
Did you
And
use an attorney or did you file on your own?
we just pay a paralegal to fit it up, and we do by our own.
Okay. And did he file the asylum case by himself or with a lawyer?
I think in that time with a lawyer.
Is there anything in your husband's asylum case that he's worried about, like that isn't true or exaggerates or is, like stretching the truth at all?
No, I don't know. I think not.
Okay. Well, I think that they're sitting on the green card case because his asylum case is still pending out there. So what I think that if you and your husband hired our law firm to sue USCIS, they would probably call him in for a green card interview in about 2 months, and then they would finish the case.
I have a question for you. Should I send or upload in my US account? Should I upload any document like a tax return or something like that? Because we didn't provide yet to them because they didn't ask, and now I'm concerned. The time passes of 2 years we apply, and nothing changed.
I don't think that's why. I don't think that's why they're sitting on your case. I think they're sitting on your case because of his asylum.
But I heard that this another case, nothing connect with this, or is connect.
Asylum, they always go back and look at the asylum case because remember they're looking for things that they can catch him lying about. So they want to look in his asylum case to see if there's anything he lied about, which is why I asked you that question.
Wow. So I should not send anything, upload anything to them.
You can upload all you want. I just don't think it's going to help. I think the only thing that's going to help is if we sue them.
Okay. So this is gonna be fast or it's gonna be worse. I don't know how the view with them then I sue them because
we sue them all the time. They don't get mad or anything. They just get to work on the case. This case has been pending a long time. It's sitting up on somebody's shelf and nobody's paying attention to it.
Okay, do you work in Florida as well? I don't know where you was said it.
Yep.
Okay, how can I give my email to someone here? Maybe
they'll reach out. Yep, they'll reach out.
Okay, perfect. I will wait. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yep, for sure. Hey, we got Kwaku and the great and powerful Javier. They're both, or Xavier, they're both in San Francisco. What's going on? And it's funny because Oracle's here and Oracle's based in San Francisco. Oracle, are you there?
Yeah, Jim, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you driving? It sounds like you're driving.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I can't talk to you while you're driving. P.S. Hello.
Hello, James. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. A little anxious as you say this. A brief story about myself. I'm from Colombia. I applied for asylum back in 2015. I got approved on July 2024. I didn't sue USCIS. Everything, thank God, was smooth. I got my approval a week later after my interview, which is fantastic. And I applied for adjustment of status for me and my wife back in November 2024. And in August 4, 2025, I saw that we are being scheduled for an interview. I don't have an interview date yet. My question to you, sir, is there anything that you should be worried about? Because we both have clean records. I only have one speeding ticket in all my time here in the United States. And the only caveat is that we renew our passports from Colombia before the asylum interview. I told the officer, just to let you know, we both renew our passports because my previous employer was trying to do a sponsor. And that's the reason why we will renew our passports, because we were trying to do probably, third country consular processing.
Yep.
But long story short, we never use our passport. Even our lawyers told me, if you still have your Colombian passport, never use them. Throw them away if it's the case. But that's it. So that's my concern. Is there anything that should be worried about?
Well, here's what I will say. I want you to think like the Trump people for a minute, okay?
Okay.
So they think that everybody who got an asylum and gets asylum and applies for asylum is lying to them, right?
Okay.
They think every asylum case is fake, that immigration lawyers help their clients make up fake asylum cases. So my question to you is, if the Trump people were to revisit your asylum application and look it over very carefully through that lens, is there anything in there that you're worried about?
Oh, not at all, sir. My case is crystal clear, and actually, even the lawyers, my previous lawyer worked very diligent because they know that it was like a very strong evidence. I even have videos from the Colombian senators and on the congressional chamber and national TV where they were submitting the complaint on one of the pamphlets from one of the terrorists that was actually targeting and declaring as a military objective to senators and political members, and my name was listed on it, and I have enough proof of it. And I mean, there is nothing. If you are trying to ask me if I concerned because I lie or something, of course not. But I don't know what else it could be. I don't know, something that I'm scared. I thought it could be a wave interview, but now I'm kind of a little freaking out.
Oh, there's no way of interviews anymore. Don't worry about that, especially for people that got asylum under Biden. There's no way you are always going to have an interview. The other thing, when I think about people applying for a green card after getting asylum, is whether there's anything in the asylum application that wouldn't prevent them from getting asylum, but might prevent them from getting a green card. And usually that's membership in political groups. Did you list any membership in political groups?
Yes, sir. I list them, and I list them on my asylum application and on my I-485 as well, because I'm still a member of a political party.
So I would it sounds like you're fine, but just to be extra careful, I would research those groups that you listed and make sure that the U.S. government has never said they're a state sponsor of terrorism or did anything bad. I'm sure they didn't, but just that's where my mind goes when someone says I'm applying for a green card and I'm going to get an interview and I applied for asylum. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, sir. And actually, no. I don't know if you're familiar, but even the current administration is pretty
good.
Line up with the political party that I belong to, because we are from the right wing politics. So
yeah,
that's the thing.
Okay, perfect. Well, good luck. Let us know how it goes. Okay.
I appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, bye-bye. Kawika's catching the Padre and Giants game. That's one of my favorite stadiums. That's we sat up high. We saw the Dodgers play the Giants, and somebody hit a home run into the bay. I don't remember who it was, but that'll be fun. All right, let's go to Virat. Hello. Hello, Virat. You're on mute. Hello? Yeah, I can barely hear you. Virat's out of here. Sushi, hello. Sushi, you're on mute. Nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody wants to talk to me. Oh. All right. Let's see what's got going on. Oh, Bud is back. Hello, Bud.
Hi.
Hi.
My situation is that hi Jim, sorry.
Sure.
I have my interview coming up this Thursday, a marriage-based interview. But when I was doing my application, I had a petty theft issue back in my home country, Jamaica, in 2014. But I was advised not to include it on my I-485. So
not include what?
Not to include a petty theft arrest that I had back in my home country.
Okay, so when did this petty theft arrest occur? Was it an arrest or a ticket or what?
It was an arrest.
When was that?
2014.
And after June 2014, did you ever apply for a visa to the United States?
Yes.
When?
In 2016.
When you applied for a visit visa to the United States in 2016, did you disclose that you had an arrest for theft?
I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't think so.
So that's called visa fraud.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Sorry.
And right now you're applying for marriage to a U.S. you're applying for a green card based on marriage to a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I already got my EAD.
Yeah. And you have an interview coming up.
Yes, I have an interview with Thursday.
And your attorney told you not to list the theft arrest.
Yeah, it wasn't an attorney. It was the state appointed immigration person that assists you in filling out the applications.
What did they?
He said it's necessary to put it because it's so long.
No, that's fraud. That's wrong. The question doesn't say, have you ever been arrested, cited, detained recently? It says, have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained? So now the problem is, now you have to disclose it when you go to your interview, and they're probably going to go back and look at your DS-160 and see that you didn't disclose it then, which means that you cut off a line of communication that might have prevented them from giving you the visit visa to the United States, which is a misrepresentation, which means you're going to need to file for a waiver for your misrep. Are you there? I guess you didn't like that answer. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap on today's show. That was a lot of fun. We answered a lot of questions. We got a lot done. We had a lot of our friends here. Appreciate everybody being here with us. And we will be back, especially Skyla. It looks like Huli ditched us. She's been having some internet issues. So I don't know what time tomorrow's show is. I can't, of course, they logged me out. YouTube or Google made me update my address or my password today. We're doing a show. It looks like it's at noon tomorrow. Thank you, Sky. Tomorrow will be 888. 888. How about that? That'll be fun. We'll be back tomorrow. If you want to get on the show and ask me a question, either you on TikTok or you on YouTube, the best thing to do is to text the word show to 314-470-3300. Text the word show, SHOW, to 314-470-3300. Tomorrow, Sammy will send out a link with the link to get in the waiting room so you can ask me a question first. Here's a trick. It's the same link as today. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Laura. Bye, everybody. Big ups to all the yardies, and we'll see you guys later. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.